Your browser remembers things you never told it to remember, whereas sometimes it forgets things you didn't expect it to forget. You run the same JavaScript function again and again, and your tabs behave as if it's following a different laws of physics. Okay, every JavaScript beginner will think it is his code logic that is failing, whereas an intermediate developer will blame the event listeners, the DOM structure, or even the timing. Yet, none of those expectations is the actual real problem. Okay, understand this fact. The browser has two different ways it stores your data, and they both look exactly the same from the outside. They share the same method, the same structure, even the same feeling when you're debugging the code. And yet, one of them behaves like a permanent data storage, while the other one only stores data temporarily for some time. So the thing is, between these two browser storage systems, developers often use the wrong one without noticing, which will lead to losing data from a form, or a tab shares data it shouldn't share to other tabs. So if you're a beginner to JavaScript or an intermediate developer, in a few minutes, let me show you how to tackle this kind of problem by differentiating the two storage systems the browser uses. Because once you get this principle, you'll never get confused between the two again. There's something we call the lifetime law between these two browser storage systems, which is local storage and session storage. So the lifetime law states which among these two storage stores data for a longer time. That's what we call the lifetime law. This is how you store data to the browser storage system. The first one, which is local storage, stores a username called Alex. The second one is session storage. It stores a session token called 1234529. They look alike, right? But trust me, there's a huge difference between them. That's why you need to see the difference between them. Let's break it down. In local storage, we store things like the dark theme or the light theme, which depends on what the users want. Another thing we also use in local storage is when you select an item you want to buy from an e-commerce website. Now, the browser remembers that this is the item you selected. So even the next time you come back, you will still see the item being selected as you have chosen it. In session storage, we store security data like a session ID, your ID, a password, or a full username. These are security data. You're thinking now, why do session storage only stores this specific data, right? And why do local storage also stores this specific data? Let's dive into it. In local storage, when you store a data, it stays there permanently until you remove it by yourself. That is why, if you notice on browsers, if you select a dark mode, if you close that browser and come back after 1 month, it will still be in a dark mode. That is because that dark mode and light mode are stored in a local storage. Local storage are permanent until you remove it. When you also select an item from an e-commerce website, it's going to be stored on the website until you remove it by yourself. This is all because all those are things that are stored in the local storage. Whereas in session storage, the data disappeared immediately after you close the browser or you close the tab. The reason is because these are security data that are stored. They are not random data. These are data that if it gets access to someone, something negative might happen. And I mentioned session storage data are like IDs, passwords. These are important things. I want you to use these two words to remember them. Local storage is a permanent storage. Session storage is a temporary storage. Here's where some developers misunderstand. If you reload a page after filling in a form, and all data from a form are stored in session storage. Now, if you reload the page, it doesn't lose your data. But if you close the tab or you close the browser, your data are going to be lost. Now, reloading a page is different from closing the tab or closing the website. And this is actually funny. Let me ask you this question. Do you ever wonder why JavaScript gives us two options to saving data on the web? If you don't know, give me a sign in the comment section. And if you know, let me hear your own idea. Let's share the knowledge in different views because I want to see your own point of view. You have now understood the foundation. The next step is where everything now clicks. I separated it into 2 videos so I could explain it properly without cutting corners. The continuation is waiting for you in the description and in the pinned comment. Open it now and move straight to the next level. Hey, if you have been trying to learn web development but HTML and CSS keep confusing you, then this is for you. I have put together a complete HTML and CSS course that takes you from zero to building a real website step by step. No boring theories, just projects and clear explanation. Some of the insight you will get from this course, you're going to have a clear lesson that breaks everything down for you. You're also going to work with real projects that you can actually add to your portfolio. Not just that, you're going to get tips and best practice that pro developers use. And one of the best part is you're going to get access to Code Dev Academy Discord community, which you're going to use it to get help whenever you're stuck. So if you've been looking for one place that gives you everything to master HTML and CSS with confidence, then this course is that package. Start learning today and keep building from here. The link is in the description box.